you planning a trip to one of the most exciting destinations in Spain? Are you suffering from information overload? We're publishing this video to help you plan the perfect trip to Barcelona. Hola, I am Tony Galvez from Road Trip Spain and Portugal, where we help you plan the perfect trip with insider information and practical tips. On the description of the video, you will find links to many resources mentioned on the program. Are you ready? Let's head to Barcelona. Let's deal first with the issue of getting to Barcelona. The capital of Catalonia is in the northern eastern corner of Spain, south of the border with France. It is very well connected to other parts of Spain, especially if you're coming from the northern half of the country, from the Mediterranean coast or from Madrid. If you arrive from other parts of the world, you will most likely land in Barcelona Airport, official name Josep Tarradellas Barcelona El Prat, south of the city. If you arrive by train, you will most likely arrive in Sants Station, whereas if you arrive by bus, you could arrive at the Estación del Norte, North Station, or Sants Station. Let's talk about an important decision: when to visit Barcelona. The good news is that Barcelona is open all year round. The city enjoys a Mediterranean climate with well-defined seasons, as shown on the tables we are about to display, presenting the average temperatures in Barcelona in Celsius degrees. It is quite chilly in December, January and February, especially at night. Temperatures are more pleasant in spring and fall, while during the summer, particularly in July and August, it's quite hot and the humidity quite high. Rainfall is not an issue for most of the year. June and July are the driest months, whereas the period between August and November registers a higher volume of rain that can come as intense thunderstorms during the period. We'd like to highlight the fact that the number of daylight hours changes considerably along the year, with wonderfully long days between May and August and short days between November and February. Barcelona receives many tourists all year round. It is the most visited city in Spain, but you should pay extraordinary attention to the most critical date of the year, when the Mobile World Congress takes place in Barcelona and the city is jam-packed with accommodation prices going through the roof. The Congress usually takes place between February and March, with changing dates from one year to another. Google Mobile World Congress Barcelona and you'll get the dates for the next event. If you could choose the date of your visit to Barcelona, our favorite periods of the year would be spring, especially May and June, and fall, especially September and October. So you have chosen when to visit Barcelona, and now you must be wondering, how many days should I set aside for the city? The more days you can dedicate to Barcelona, the better. But if you want specific advice from us, reserve a non-negotiable minimum of 3 full days to Barcelona, which translate into 4 nights in the city. And if you'd like to embark on any day trip, and there are a few wonderful outings from Barcelona, you will need more days. In actual fact, there is so much to see in Barcelona that if you could spend an entire week in the city, you would not regret it. The choice of your accommodation is one of the most important and costly decisions of any trip. As a large tourist city, Barcelona offers accommodation choices for all tastes and budgets. We are going to help you now by pointing the best regions of the city for your stay. They include an extensive area within the old city of Barcelona and the region known as the Ensanche, Eixample in Catalan. Among the regions we recommend, you will find the Paseo de Gracia, the neighborhoods of the old city including El Raval, the Gothic Quarter and El Born, the neighborhood of Sant Antoni, the southern end of the Gracia neighborhood, and a bit more distant the district of Sants Montjuïc. Let's find out how to move around Barcelona. Excellent news for you. You will be able to walk to many tourist attractions in Barcelona. In Barcelona, you are likely to spend more on your walking boots than on public transportation fares. The second excellent piece of news is that whenever you need to use the public transport system, you will realize it is of an excellent quality. The main transportation option is the metro, the subway, the underground. We cannot think of a single tourist attraction in Barcelona not served by the metro network. In Barcelona, you will also find 6 lines of the tram, the city's tramway. The most interesting line is tram number 4, traveling from the Ciutadella Park to the Diagonal Park, going through the Encants Market. Barcelona's public transport network includes 2 funicular lines. The most commonly used by tourists is the funicular of Montjuïc, going up the Montjuïc Park. Buses are another public transportation alternative. The network is equally extensive, but they are much slower than the metro and require some previous study, so you learn which lines take you where. For those that like touring a city from the top of a double-decker bus, there are 2 companies in Barcelona offering tourist buses, the traditional hop-on, hop-off service. You might want to use the local trains, but they don't offer any particular advantages over the metro. They can be useful if you want to reach the airport. Finally, in a city with heavy traffic, a taxi is an option for those with an unlimited budget. We put the private car on the list of transport alternatives in Barcelona, but only as an excuse to say that driving a car to do tourism in Barcelona would probably be the biggest mistake you can make. Don't do it. If you want to ride the metro, the tram, the funiculars, the buses or the trains, you will need a ticket, which in Barcelona is valid for all the different transportation alternatives. It is expected that the paper tickets will be shortly replaced by a type of electronic card forming part of the T-Mobilitat system. Don't miss the video where we present the main types of transport tickets in Barcelona. Barcelona might be the second Spanish city in terms of size, but when it comes to attractions, it is the true leader. Let's see the most important ones on the map, the ones you should not miss. As well as the content it has to offer, Barcelona offers a wide range of day trips. Let's have a look at the main ones on the map. The most special trip, the one you shouldn't miss, is Montserrat. If you are visiting Barcelona in winter and want to have fun in the snow, Val de Núria is a superb offering. Girona in Spanish, is a wonderful medieval town, and north of Girona, Figueres or Figueras is the site of the extraordinary Dalí Museum. Still in the province of Girona, Tossa de Mar is the loveliest Costa Brava destination you can reach from Barcelona on a day trip. If it's lovely beaches you're after, Sitges on the southern stretch of the province of Barcelona coast, it's another superb choice. And even further south, Tarragona is a World Heritage City with a Roman past. Finally, for wine lovers, Sant Sadurní d'Anoia is the center of the region where cava, the traditional Catalan sparkling wine, is produced. Barcelona is one of the safest European capitals, with lower crime rates than cities such as Paris or London. Violent crime is uncommon, and in general you can walk the streets day or night without any need for concern. The biggest problem in Barcelona, as in other European cities, are the actions of carteristas, the Spanish name for pickpockets. For that reason, you need to be alert to avoid a nasty surprise, such as the loss of a passport. Our 3 basic pieces of advice on the topic. Place your valuables in an internal pocket difficult to reach. And do not carry any valuables at all inside your handbag. You need to pay special attention to your smartphone as well. Careful with the crowds, in particular in places like museums or the public transportation where pickpockets thrive. And be careful in 3 specific moments: the trip from the airport to the hotel, check-in time at the hotel, and your belongings while at the bar or restaurant. Having said all that, make sure your concern with your personal safety doesn't ruin your trip. You're in Barcelona to enjoy a wonderful city. In the final part of the video, we're going to talk about food, an essential part of a visit to Barcelona. In Barcelona, you will find local classics such as the calçots, only in winter, as well as the best of many international culinary traditions. You will also find tapas, although you might be surprised to know that they are not as traditional in Barcelona as in other regions of Spain. And if you have a sweet tooth, reach for the traditional crema catalana. And that was Essential Barcelona for you. We tried to cover the very basic information you need to know to organize the perfect trip to the city. Smash the thumbs up if you like the video and give us a shout if we meet in Barcelona. Até mais, hasta la próxima, see you soon.